A dream
Alright, so we already talked to Robert and Brian. Who do you want to talk to now?
Well, you don't even want to just start the episode. I'm crazed.
And I'm Witchley.
We're at a barbecue in Dream Daddy. We just talked to... Who did we talk to?
We talked to Robert and Brian.
Alright, now we gotta have two other options.
Got Matt, Hugo, and Craig.
Oh, that's
but
a
you
lot.
were saying you were interested in Hugo and Craig, right?
I'm interested in Damien. No, Damien. I'm interested in Craig and Robert.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What do you think about Hugo?
Hey, Hugo's the handsome teacher.
Okay, I'm still trying to figure out Matt and Hugo's voices. I think I got Craig down.
If you want to give him a moment, talk to Joseph and Damien.
I'm gonna do Joseph and Damien. Let's do that. I spot Joseph chatting with the guy from Dead Goth and Beyond by the grill. I wonder what they're talking about. I walk over to them.
Sorry, that was loud.
So I'm curious. Can you walk me through why you had your house painted black? Where do I even start? The house stays warmer in the winter. It provides an artistic contrast to the rest of the neighborhood. What is wrong with my voice? Is there a problem?
I think you could still pronounce like the other words fairly normally, like house.
I said house.
You said house.
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 Okay, well, I'm kind of like doing a voice here. I can't.
The house stays warmer in the winter.
Where do I even start? The house stays warmer in the winter. It provides an artistic contrast to the rest of the neighborhood, and it complements the crimson interior perfectly. It's definitely an interesting choice.
Oh.
Thank you. I'm very proud of my abode.
Oh.
Crazy! I was just having a conversation with Damien here about his aesthetic design decisions. Sir.
You have a cigar sticking out of your mouth?
I just always need a cigar in my mouth. Whenever I look at Joseph, I'm like, that's how he sounds in my head.
Nice.
I'm sure it's everybody else is different. It's okay. Damien regards me up and down with a warm but critical eye. How do you do? I don't believe I've had the pleasure. I think I saw you in Dead Goth and Beyond the other day. Damien's face turns bright red. I must apologize for my behavior on that day. You see, What is the problem? What?
It's just an interesting, funny voice. So carry on.
Is that why you're laughing? Or am I just fucking it up?
That's probably not what I would have done, but I'm enjoying it.
Okay,
I swear.
you want to do Damien?
No.
I'll let you do Damien.
I'm enjoying it. It's just funny. It's a funny take for Damien. It's okay. You're allowed your own
take on it. Okay. I will try once more. Okay? It just takes a while. I have so many dads I have to do voices for.
Yes.
I must apologize for my behavior on that day. You see, I take goth lifestyle very seriously, and to be caught in a ruse by such a corporation as Dead Goth and Beyond was profoundly frustrating indeed. Is that better? You like that?
So the same as before.
What?
But you did good.
I think I did better. I hope you know that while my oh my god.
While my anger may have been justified, it was no such way for a gentleman to act.
Okay, you're doing Damien now.
Okay.
You're doing Damien for now
I
on.
can do Damien.
I'm sorry, I can't. This gives you Wallace's dad to worry about now, and you do it so much better. Okay? You're happy with
I
that?
wanted to be like a vampire all my teen years, so I guess this is fitting.
So this is just right up your alley.
Yes.
It's okay, man.
Do tell me about yourself. Are you new to the area?
Yes, my daughter and I just moved in the other day. She was the one I took to Dead Goth and Beyond.
Very good taste on her part. Does she partake in the goth lifestyle?
I think for a second. I look over to Amanda, who's hanging out with some of the older kids in the neighborhood. Hey Amanda, would you consider yourself goth? Amanda yells back.
I wouldn't necessarily try to fall under any one specific label, but I guess if I had to choose, I would more describe myself as twee hipster with some normcore leanings. Bats are cool though. Ah, pity.
Are you enjoying the party so far, sir? Oh, definitely. Thanks so much for putting this on. It's nice to be in a cul-de-sac where everyone is so friendly and welcoming.
Hey.
Amanda walks up to the conversation.
I also like The Lost Boys a lot. Really good movie. Does that count as goth? That it would, my dear. I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Damien Bloodmarch at your service.
Blood March sounds like a fucking awesome last name.
It does.
I want to be called Mr. Blood March. Would you step into my office? You're fired. Why? Because your name, it's too cool.
Can't have your name being cooler than mine.
Alright, Mr. Smith, I understand. Damien finishes the sentence with a flourish and a bow, producing a single rose and offering it to Amanda. Amanda blushes and returns the gesture with a curtsy.
My, do you know how to treat a lady?
Hello. Wait, you want to do this at the same time?
Sure.
Hello, Amanda. Seemingly out of nowhere, Joseph's twins kids appear. Are they speaking in unison?
Hey.
Won't you come play with us? Come play with us forever. Guys, enough with the creepy twin shtick. We've talked about this. Christian and Christy slowly back away. Wait, Mary?
She was
Isn't that the wine
the
mom?
lady. Where do you think they got that from?
Mary pops into the conversation, wine in hand. I don't know. Mary takes a long sip of the wine.
Oh my god.
I think I might have taped over a VeggieTales VHS with The Shining. Who knows?
She takes another sip of her wine. Where's Chris?
Wasn't he with you?
Okay.
You had him a moment ago.
He's probably stuffing dirt in his mouth. He'll be alright. Toddlers are pretty resilient.
Mary tips her glass to me.
Ain't my first time to the rodeo. It's my fourth. I have squeezed 4 little.
Sweetheart, would you do me a favor and please find Chris? That would be great, sir.
Oh my god.
I'm sure he's fine.
Oh.
Mary.
Okay, jeez.
Mary finishes her wine and wanders off. Dad, can we go now?
Lucian. Have I introduced you to Crazed yet?
It's hard, isn't it? To
It is
switch.
hard.
It's hard. It's very hard. I'm glad. I'm kind of glad you're doing Damien, though. I think you do it really well.
Oh, thanks.
So-
Trying to get on that cool vampiric atmosphere. Can be a little tricky.
Hey, it's that punk from Amanda's school. I remember you. Whatever.
That's no way for a young man to speak to his elders. Be polite.
Lucian bows. Whatever, sir. Lucian bows again. Mr. Christensen, may I have a veggie burger, sir?
Oh.
Coming right up, bud. Are you a vegetarian? Yup.
Oh.
Make that 2 veggie burgers. Did you know that some people in the Victorian era were vegetarians? They described carnivorous type people as bloodlappers.
Dad.
Hey.
That's really interesting, Damien. Joseph turns to the grill. Just a hint of a tattoo peeks out from underneath his sleeve. I can't believe I didn't notice it before. It looks like the bottom of an anchor. Wow, is that a tattoo?
Yes.
Yup. I wasn't always a youth pastor, you know. That's so cool. Want to see mine?
What?
Lucian pulls back some rubber bracelets, revealing a lopsided 666 in black ink.
Oh, I see it.
Oh, I do, yeah. My buddy gave me a stick and poke tattoo last week. I think it's healing up pretty good.
Lucian!
Oh no.
We'll talk about this later.
Ah.
That's pretty cool. What's the significance of the tattoo? I don't know. I just thought it looked sick.
Oh.
It's actually 999. Well, in my
Yeah, look at it.
Well, in my opinion, the only reason you need to get a tattoo is because you want one. Careful, though, that number carries weight. Say... Man, Joseph is way cooler youth pastor than I thought. I just figured youth pastors popped out of the womb with a Bible. I wonder what he did before preaching. Don't worry, he was a Satanist. Alright.
Time to talk to Matt, Hugo, and Craig.
What's weird is that we already did talk to Robert and Brian.
That is true, but maybe we ought to have that conversation again.
Okay, well, if it's the same conversation, I will skip and we'll come back to this. Wait, okay, so we're only allowed to speak to two people, or two options, and then I guess something's about to happen. So we just did Robert and Brian, and it was from last episode, so we're all here now. We're good. Well then, without further ado, let's work with some magic. Joseph closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and gets to work. With the greatest of ease, he sets patties on the grill, flourishes as he flips his spatula in the air. It's easily some of the best grill work I've ever seen. You guys think this is my first time in front of a grill? See?
Sure.
He's working faster now, effortlessly tossing cheese onto patties and perfectly grilling onions on the side. One after another, the dad takes notice of the crowd around Joseph to admire his masterful technique of the other dads.
Oh.
The dads. You probably didn't know this, Grace, but Joseph's known around here for his grillsmanship. He's ungrillbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Hey.
I've tried to get on his level, but I just can't catch up.
Hey.
Oh my god, the dad jokes, the dad puns. Let us keep studying. He has a rare quality about him.
Mustard, we keep talking about this. Can't we just appreciate the artist?
I've never seen him make a mistake. Okay, now, we need to stop. This is getting too cheesy.
Please stop!
All the children at the party boo the glorious display of puns in unison.
Wink.
Alright guys, the food's ready. Please form an orderly barbecue. Amanda groans. We all grab our food and hang out, enjoying perfectly cooked cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
That was funny. Man, it's so wild how all of us dads live in the same cul-de-sac.
Oh.
Kinda nice, isn't it? It feels like there's a real community here. Totally helps when you're just a single dad trying to raise a kid. We're happy to have you here, man. I think you're gonna like this neighborhood a lot. Plus, Amanda seems to be getting along with all of the kids. If she decides to get into the babysitting game, she'll really make a killing. Hey, why don't you add us all to the Dadbook? Dadbook?
Oh.
Yeah, it's a great social network for dads to keep in touch with each other. We're all on it, so if you need to reach out to anyone, it's the simplest way to do so. Sure. Sorry, I'm just an old-fashioned dad. Social media goes over my head sometimes.
Don't worry, Pops. I'll help you figure it out.
The rest of the barbecue goes smoothly. We all trade stories and drink beer as the kids play on the lawn. Amanda breaks up a fight between Carmencita and those weird twins. I think they're wanted for her. They wanted her soul.
I bet they're in a cult.
Welcome to the neighborhood. Amanda and I walk back to the place as the sun sets over the neighborhood.
Pretty fun party, don't you think?
I mean, I got a burger in me, so I felt like it was a networking event. Wish I could have been playing paranormal ice road truckers. Trying to be like, I was like, I actually had a good time talking to all the dads, but what do
I mean, I got a burger in me.
Yeah. Sweetie, if I can impart any wisdom upon you right now, not that it was a bad situation, but if you were ever in an uncomfortable situation, always look for the silver lining. The silver lining gets you through to the other side. We are rockin' bergs today.
We ate Rockenbergs.
Oh, we ate... sorry, I can't see because of the ducks on our TV.
I'll get a shot for them soon.
We ate rockin' bergs today, and it was good.
I'm in. Well, hey, at least you met some other cool dads. You should hit them up on Dadbook.
Maybe I will, if I ever figure out how social media works. I have a good feeling about this place.
Me too, Dad.
Aw. The barbecue went swimmingly. Amanda and I arrive home with the remnants of our veggie plate. Seems like nobody really was into cauliflower. I'm not even into cauliflower.
I love cauliflower.
I love broccoli more.
Like, they're both delicious raw. Yeah, just dip them in some ranch,
Yeah.
munch on them.
I can do
Aw.
broccoli raw with ranch.
But you don't like the cauliflower. Has an amazing texture. It's like broccoli. You know what broccoli is like. It's yummy. You rip into it. Delicious. You get green stuff stuck in your teeth. Cauliflower. You bite into that crisp cauliflower and it just crumbles in your mouth. It's just delicious.
Okay. You sold me. I might need to try another one of those bad boys.
Alright, well, let's get some veggies.
All right. Well, any big plans this evening?
Actually, yeah. I'm going out with some friends to eat cauliflower.
Oh.
Hmm.
Is that okay?
Yeah, you can eat cauliflower. Of course. Just keep me posted and be home before midnight.
You got it.
And be careful. You don't want to get cauliflower in your teeth.
Yeah.
I will.
Make good choices.
Of course.
And call me if you need anything, especially if you need more cauliflower.
Hmm.
Dad, you're not gonna do the thing where you wait silently for me to come home in the living room with all the lights off, are you?
What? No, I've never done that, and I will never do that.
Hmm.
Okay. Do you have plans tonight?
My plans were kind of to eat ice cream and watch TV with Amanda, but I'll find something to do. I'm gonna work on stuff, see how long I can sleep, throw a party. A real rager. All the other dads in the neighborhood are invited. I'll see if I can get you a spot on the list, but honestly, it's looking tight, and you may just have to wait in line.
I know the guy at the door. I'll get in, no problem.
I'm just relaxing tonight. Have fun, okay?
Great. See you later.
I watch Amanda drive off into the night. I really do hope she has fun. I plop down in front of the TV and turn on some Wine and Dine Mastermind with the celebrity chef Gavin Chapman. Looks like Gavin's making a roasted rack of lamb with rosemary mashed potatoes.
Sounds delicious.
I'd love to be able to cook something like that, although I think if I were actually good at cooking, I'd use my powers for evil, like just making baked Alaskas all day instead of any food of real nutrition substance. What's Alaskas?
Let's look it up real fast, huh?
What is that? Well, I'll let you look it up while I keep going.
Yeah.
Man, Gavin Chapman just caught that thing on fire, but he meant
It's
to...
a cake.
It's a cake? Oh. Okay. Well, send me that so I can show everyone else what a baked Alaska... Yeah, so here it is, guys. That's it. It's a cake. Looks good. Looks delicious. Man, Gavin Chapman just caught that thing on fire, but he meant to do it. What a professional. I lose track of time as I blazed through several episodes of Wine and Dine Mastermind, and also one episode of some cooking show called Meat Hell. I'm not even sure what that one was about. It was just a lot of yelling. I glance at my watch. Man, it's almost midnight. I should check in with Amanda. I send a text. Hey kiddo, you good? I wander into the kitchen as I wait for a reply. Amanda's phone is almost always in her hand, so I'm sure she'll respond soon. Unless she's driving home now, in which case I hope she doesn't respond soon because I definitely taught her better than to text and drive. I reach into the freezer and grab an ice cream sandwich. It's a little late for this, but I think I earned it after a long day of socializing. I check my watch again, then my phone. Nothing yet. Okay. See, now I'm worried. Do I call her? Do I call the cops? No. It's too soon for that. I'll just send her a gentle reminder text. What's up? Half an hour passes. Now I'm really worried. This episode, the episodes of Gavin Chapman's Meat Hell are not only not assuaging my anxiety, but possibly
Exactly.
I can't fucking talk! With all the yelling, so I keep pacing around the house waiting for her to come back. Anyway. Why didn't I find out where she was going? Who was she even with? Why don't I know any of her friends' phone numbers? Why don't I even know any of her friends' full names? Who is Emma P? I decided to send her another text. Amanda, please text me and let me know you're okay. I can't help but think of all the awful things that could have happened to her. Oh, thank God, it's her. Amanda opens the door and shuffles in. Finally she's back home. I'm glad she's okay.
So,
Sweetie, thank God you were safe.
yep.
But now that I know she's okay, I'm really mad. Why didn't you answer my text? Amanda pulls her phone out of her pocket.
Oh, whoops. Guess I didn't see those.
She starts to walk to her room. Amanda Ann.
Whoa, we're pulling out the middle name now?
Amanda, you came home an hour and a half after your curfew. You didn't respond to any of my texts. You really freaked me out. I was about to call the cops.
Dad, you're seriously overreacting. You're not gonna be like this when I go off to school, are you?
I don't like your attitude. I have the right to be concerned. I was scared. I think he has the right to be concerned.
Yeah.
You're my only daughter.
Well, I can't give you a play-by-play of everything I do all the time. I'm 18. You shouldn't even be giving me a curfew in the first place.
I sit down on the couch and put my head in my hands. I feel real tired all of a sudden. You really scared me. Just please don't do that again.
Alright. I'm gonna go to bed now.
I don't know why I'm like... Amanda closed the door to her room and I head to mine. I will just say this. If I'm over when I was over 18, I still had a curfew. I lived at my parents' house. They set rules.
I personally think if you're still under your parents' roof, you should still have a curfew.
Yeah.
Especially if you're still like under 21.
I mean, I was 18. I've had my driver's license. I've had my driver's license for a couple years at that point. I could have went, but I think my curfew was always 10.
Okay.
So, but
I don't. They didn't extend it to midnight once you turned 18.
I wasn't really out much, so.
It's me either. I never went out.
Anyway, jeez. As I'm falling asleep, one thing she said kept echoing in my mind.
You're not gonna be like this when I go off to school, are you?
I definitely didn't sleep well last night. I brewed some strong coffee and made some scrambled eggs for Amanda as a peace offering. She eventually wanders into the kitchen.
Hey, I thought about what you said last night. I should have texted you. I said I was gonna do it and I didn't. I honestly just didn't even think about it. I'm really sorry, Pops. I won't do it again.
Well, I'm sorry for freaking out on you. I trust you to make good choices. Good. Should I apologize? I mean, she didn't. I mean, I had every right to freak out.
Now, there's gonna be a bad ending and a good ending with Amanda.
I want a good ending.
Make the right choices.
I want a good ending.
Should I look up a guide?
No, I think like we should just wing it.
Excellent.
I trust you to make good choices, or I'm sorry for freaking out on you. I feel like we have that kind of bond where I would apologize too.
Yeah.
Okay. You're an adult now. I shouldn't have gotten so worked up.
Team syndrome.
Team syndrome. Amanda gives me a hug. Want some eggs?
You know it. Sprinkle some cheese on them.
Already did.
Bless you.
I've been blessed. Pre-blessed. Amanda scarfs down the eggs in the time it takes me to wash the pan.
Alright, I'm off to school. Smell you later.
Wait, one more thing before you go.
What?
What's Dadbook?
It's a social media platform.
Wait.
What?
What's a social media platform?
Dad, I have to go to school.
Come on, Amanda. I'm an old man and I can't put together a Dadbook profile on my own.
Alright, I'll help you sound interesting on the internet.
Amanda spends the next couple of minutes setting up my profile on Dadbook, which, as it turns out, is a place where dads can get together and talk about fatherhood.
Alright, Pops, we gotta fill out your profile. Let's get some likes and dislikes.
Oh, great. We get to add... On a Friday night, you are most likely to polish and sort my coin collection. Netflix and grill, baby. I like that one. Fall asleep watching the History Channel. Torment my children with dad puns.
That sounds awesome.
Sink into blissful oblivion. Sleep. I like Netflix and grill.
Netflix and grill, baby.
Yeah. If you had one thing to take with you on a desert island, what would it be? My trusty grill. The Lost Shaker of Salt.
Oh, yeah.
Castaway on DVD for instructional purposes. I like that one. A boat. Obviously. I don't need anything. My survival skills have trained me for this day.
I feel like this is where we've I feel like we've your course on different courses on all these. I'd say Lost Shaker of Salt, but you do it.
Let's do that.
No, that's all good. That's just a lyric in a song.
What are your turn-ons? Strong dad arms. Tennis shoes with long white socks. Oh. A well-manicured lawn. Oh. Street smarts. Top-tier grillmanship. Comfortable with crying. I hate to say it, but a well-manicured lawn.
Really?
Baby, I
Not strong dad arms?
I mowed lawns for several years during the summer. and it was nice seeing a good job.
But no other season, huh?
I'm sorry?
I was just teasing. I said no other season, huh?
No.
Okay, well,
So,
manicured law.
I'm going to do that one. What did you want to be when you grew up? Technical writer for manuals and instructionals. Salty boat captain. Pro skater who is also an astronaut. A good father. The president of space. I like the president of space.
Alright.
What's your favorite movie genre? War, Sean Connery's entire filmography. That's a good one. Anything on Laserdisc. Yes! Somebody gets Laserdisc.
We know what code we're speaking.
Romantic comedies, whatever will make me cry, and old comedies that haven't aged. Okay, Laserdisc was all. I grew up with Laserdisc.
I don't think I've ever seen a Laserdisc.
They're giant discs. Just think like giant CDs or DVDs that you would play instead of small ass ones nowadays.
That's just insane.
Yeah, anything on Laserdisc. What's your ideal date? Napping together, doing a 1,000 piece puzzle together, eating a healthy dinner at 4 p.m., trying the geocache but getting healthy. Trying to geocache but getting. Oh, I know. I've done geocache. Okay.
Have you?
Yeah, once or twice.
Huh. I hear about it a lot. I've just never done it.
It's all right. You kind of find a box. You find a location. You go find it, and then you kind of swap.
I know what it's about. But...
Arson, being emotionally vulnerable. I like napping, but arson sounds good too.
Oh god.
Let's do napping.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm doing napping. What do you what do you never leave home without? Sorry, I read that wrong for a moment. A sensible cardigan? My sick babe. Ugh. My book of word jumbles and a pen. A cool knife. My crippling low
self-esteem.
I kind of like the low self-esteem. I frequently forgot my phone, keys, and wallet at home sometimes. I frequently forget some things when I walk out the door.
I think we all do.
So these two things hit home. I like the crippling low self-esteem.
No, it's fun.
I spend a lot of time thinking about conspiracy theories. How proud of I am for my child. Potential ends of the world. If I'll ever be able to love myself as much as I love my girl. When I can next get a cup of coffee. Lawnmower. Okay, I like the coffee thing. I'm doing coffee. Profile completed. Are you happy?
Yes. See, that wasn't so bad.
Yeah, that was actually kind of fun. I could totally spend all day here just looking at people's profiles.
You should message one of them. Or maybe, or more than one of them. All these dads seem pretty interesting.
Okay. Promise I'll make some friends. Amanda gives me a hug.
Go get him, Dad.
You got that.
Ooh. Well, I think we'll have to decide that in the next episode.
Thanks.
Except let me see what she said.
Hi, Grace. It's me, your dear old friend from way back in the day, Dadmanda. I'm delighted to see you've signed up for Dadbook. They've recently added this exciting new messenger service, so you may find yourself receiving messages from other dads, like myself. Take care not to miss them. I like how she created a profile.
Yeah, and I love
a fake mustache and a monocle.
I was just gonna say that. That was funny. Anyway, yeah, we'll leave it here for this episode. I think this is really great. We get to now finally just get to start talking to one specific dad that I think since we met them all, we can kind of just now narrow down who we want to be with.
Or who you want to be with.
Who I want to be with.
I'm curious to see your choice.
Because my wife will not make decisions in this. This is my playthrough.
Exactly.
And we will make a Witchly one eventually.
Or maybe off camera.
Or off camera. But if you guys want to see that, you're going to have to hit that like button. You're going to have to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And comment below that you'd love to see Witch be a dad. In a different playthrough. But you have to watch all of this first. I'm crazed.
But I'm Witchly. Grumble on.